Every time the world falls apart, the same thing happens. Banks fail, markets crash. People lose their homes, their jobs, their savings. Yet somehow, the wealthiest few always come out richer than before. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's a formula hidden in plain sight that's been perfected over a century of financial crises. And once you see how it works, you'll never look at recession the same way again. Setting the stage, the origins of the formula. To uncover this hidden formula, we have to go back to the early 20th century, the dawn of modern finance. After the 1907 bankers' panic in the United States, elite learned a powerful lesson. Chaos can be controlled. When panic struck, smaller banks failed, but the big ones, the ones with political influence, survived and grew stronger. That collapse directly led to the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913, a private central banking system designed to stabilize markets, but in practice, it gave those who understood the system unprecedented control over money itself. And with that control, the formula began. The rise how crises create opportunity. The pattern became clear after the Great Depression. Millions went broke. Factories shut down. Families starved. But the wealthy elite, those with cash, assets, and insider access, bought everything. Land, companies, stocks, even debt. For pennies on the dollar. When recovery came, their wealth didn't just return, it multiplied. That was the first major proof that in capitalism's chaos, collapse isn't an accident. It's a transfer. Fast forward to the 1970s, when money was unchained from gold, inflation soared, and working-class wages lost value. But for those who owned assets, real estate, stocks, commodities, it was a golden era. Debt became the new engine of profit. Every crisis since has followed the same model. Expand, collapse, consolidate, repeat. The breaking point, the 2008 blueprint, then came 2008, the clearest example of the formula in modern history. Banks gambled with toxic loans, crashed the global economy, and were bailed out with taxpayer money. While millions lost homes, jobs, and futures, billionaires used ultra-cheap credit to buy foreclosed assets. The rich didn't just recover, they doubled their wealth. The so-called fix, quantitative easing, inflated markets again, creating the next bubble. Because when money is free for the powerful, but debt is expensive for everyone else, collapse becomes profitable. Fallout and failed fixes, history repeats. COVID-19 proved it again. Small businesses closed by the millions. Central banks printed over $20 trillion globally to stimulate recovery, most of which went straight into asset markets. Stocks, housing, crypto, all surged, widening the gap between the wealthy and everyone else. Meanwhile, inflation returned, and ordinary people paid the price. That's the formula. Crises destroy the bottom, central banks flood the top, and the cycle resets. Modern parallels the next stage today. Global debt is at record highs, over $300 trillion. Governments, corporations, and consumers all rely on borrowed money. The next downturn isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when it happens, those who know how the formula works are already positioned in hard assets, political influence, and liquidity to buy the world's next fire sale. It's not conspiracy, it's strategy, and it's been hiding in every crisis since 1913. Conclusion lessons. Warning, call to action. So what can we learn from this? Takeaway 1. Crashes aren't random. They're cycles of consolidation. Takeaway 2. The system rewards those who hold assets, not those who hold cash. Takeaway 3. If you don't understand how the game works, you are the game. The formula that makes the rich richer in every collapse isn't about money. It's about control. Control of credit, of policy, and of perception. Because every time the world panics, the same hands are ready, not to save it, but to buy it. If you want to understand how these cycles really work and how to protect yourself before the next one, subscribe now, because the next crisis isn't coming by accident. It's already being written.